What's up, everybody? My name is Anthony Galavis. It's a Tuesday afternoon, days removed from the 2024 NFL Draft, where the Las Vegas Raiders made 8 selections. The top pick, as you know, was going to tight end Brock Bowers of Georgia. To many, it was a surprise because people are wondering why the Raiders selected Bowers. But as you let the days go by, you understand why. Best player available. He was the best college football, arguably probably the one top college football players last year. Because that night I was surprised by that pick because here we all thought that the Raiders could go with an offensive tackle or a cornerback at pick number 13. Obviously, the selection could have gone to Michael Penix Jr., but he was selected by the Atlanta Falcons with the 9th overall pick. So that shook up the draft sort of bit, considering the Raiders were possibly thinking quarterback because general manager Tom Telesco was considering quarterback, but not on the second or third day, as he said in the press conference. So, but the Raiders did get a quarterback, but not until after the draft, and they signed Carter Bradley from South Alabama. So he'll be, his those 3 quarterbacks would be Aidan O'Connell, Gardner Minshew. Going into camp, if it's just those 3, then the Raiders could go just 1 and 2, and then put Carter on the practice squad. So we'll see how things play out in the next few months. But back to the draft, though, the Raiders made their 7 other picks. They were guard Jackson Powers Johnson in round 2, tackle DJ Glaze in 3rd round, and in the 4th round, the Raiders picked okay, forgive me, I'm gonna have to practice this name. The Camarian Richardson, that's a tongue twister for me, followed by a linebacker Tommy Eichenberg in the 5th round, running back Dylan Labby in the 6th round. I probably botched that name, so I'll get familiar with that name. Safety Trey Taylor and cornerback MJ Devonshire in the 7th round. Looking at the draft, though, I feel it was a solid draft by Tom Telesco and company because for the first time in a while, they went with the best player available. Bowers was the player the Los Angeles Rams reportedly was eyeing until the Raiders took him with the 13th overall pick. I had a friend that told me that he was the best college football player last year, and looking at what Georgia did last season, it's hard to argue that because now he gives the Raiders a chance to use the tight end set for whoever the starting quarterback is, whether it's Minshew or O'Connell. So we'll see how that plays out again. I like the Power Johnson pick, not because of the big burger that he ate, and that's named after him, but because he gives the Raiders depth and possibly a chance to start for the Raiders instead of waiting in the wings. That was a pretty good homework by Telesco and company. However, the one pick I didn't understand was the Glaze pick. I don't know. Maybe I'm just on my own island when I say that. Because I felt that they could have got him in the 4th or 5th round. Instead, they got him in the 3rd round with that selection. NFL.com projected Glaze to go in the 5th round, so that pick could have gone to somebody else, but the Raiders weren't willing to wait. So we'll see how that pans out too. If he wins a starting job to go opposite of Colton Miller. So I'm just wondering about that pick. And Telesco did touch on it for a little bit in a press conference. The Raiders went with Richardson in the 4th round. I like that pick because he's a pretty good player who excelled at Mississippi State. He has great size and length. Pairing him up with Nate Hobbs, Jack Jones is going to help him even more, and other cornerbacks out there. So that was a great pick by the Raiders. The Eichenberg pick, though, in the 5th round, let me tell you, that's a great fit for Eichenberg. Some of you Raider fans, Raider Nation, are racist. Say he looks good in silver black. He's a Raider, what you guys were saying. And, I really like that pick because he's a heck of a player when he played for Ohio State. He has the size and strength to get it done now for the Raiders. So pairing him up with Divine Diablo and Robert Spillane would be good for the Raiders. Remember there was a time when the Raiders struggled at linebacker? Like, what was going on there? It was just seemed like every team could run against the Raiders. Now, Raiders could stop the run. They have a pretty good defense last year and able to do things they need to do. So But for the past several seasons, it's been improved. But I'm looking forward to seeing this group with Eichenberg in the fold. Um, my goodness, can't wait to see how that unfolds later this year. I don't know what to make of the Dylan Lobby pick in the 6th round. Certainly the Raiders need a running back, but Telesco cited his special teams play as the reason they selected him. Time will tell, though, if it will pan out, but kickoff returns are what appealed to Telesco. So, again, I don't know what to make of that pick, but as long as Telesco's happy, then so be it, because Telesco's doing, a hard job. Some of us are just sitting here, like, second-guessing that pick. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But the final picks went to Taylor and Devonshire. I like these picks for many reasons because, first off, getting help in the secondary is big for any team, especially for the Raiders. Last season, the Raiders had that swag. I really liked that swag when Jack Jones came in. He was a difference maker, especially with that pick 6 against Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. But these two, Taylor and Devonshire, are going to grow and learn a lot from guys like Nate Hobbs, Jack Jones, and whichever veteran they decide to bring in too, because Raiders have a lot of money still under the cap to sign a veteran cornerback to help elevate these players. So I'll touch more about that later. But what's interesting about the 2 picks though, Devonshire was projected to go in the 5th round. Instead, he was drafted in the 7th round. What the heck is up with that? But I think that was a great pick by the Raiders. Great selection. As far as the Raiders giving a grade, man, I really like this draft class for many reasons. Of course, we don't know how it's going to pan out. But these selections give the Raiders a different vibe than past years because we've seen reaches. And at this time, other than the Glaze pick, this was a good draft for the Raiders under Telesco. And I hope Glaze proves me wrong here. But overall, I give the Raiders a B for this draft. I think it was solid all around. Again, I can't wait to see how things turn out. Today, the Raiders signed wide receiver Michael Gallup. I'll touch on that. More help for Minshew and O'Connell, and then Devontae Adams, of course. Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, the tight end Bowers, Michael Mayer. I'll touch more about Michael Gallup later on. But again, my name is Anthony Galaviz. Please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm here to talk about Raiders. I want to hear from you guys. I want this channel to grow. Help me out. I'll be talking about Michael Gallup again. I'll be talking about Michael Gallup later. Again, thanks for watching and see you later.